What's up everybody and welcome back to another video. You guys asked for it. I'm here, ask and you shall receive. I'm going to talk through my whole training program, me specifically. And this is coming off a competition season, so I'm in a place where I can look at my physique very lean and say, right, I need to work here. And with regards to where I'm competing as well. So first of all, I am a men's physique competitor, so I need to think about those men's physique proportions all the time. So there is a lot of more upper body focus on this. In fact, I only train my legs once a week. Or I train my legs twice a week, but I train my hamstrings twice a week and my quads just once a week because I want to build some bigger hamstrings and glutes anyway, because it's one thing that sinks away as I get leaner. I also don't want to put so much leg volume in that I've got to take away some from my upper body. And that's something important for you guys to know when you're looking to get a bit more specific. So I'll bring my training program up here. The split is very simple. Day one, aka Monday, I work off a 7-day split right here. I do push, which is going to be mainly pec focused, and arms. I do pull and hamstrings because I want to add a little bit more of that spicy hamstring volume. I rest on a Wednesday. Thursday is my delt dominant push day, but I also train my triceps. This is my second touching on my arms already. But then I have my lower day, which I talked about, which is fairly even, probably a little bit more quad focused naturally on a leg day. And then I have my pull day with my biceps, which of course is my second bicep kissing for the week. And then I rest on a Sunday and then I repeat that. So it's over 7 days. I find Wednesday and Saturday is a really nice way to split. And I always recommend a couple days a week rest for sure. The goal here, as you can see here, begin carving up half the way to the Olympia, but the goal here is to regain some tissue lost from the competition prep, but most importantly, gain tissue in those positions that we want to as a men's physique athlete: upper chest, arms, delts, back, and really start to increase those. So session one, you'll see there's different phases to this, and we're going to talk you through them. Those of you guys who have followed my training sessions, you kind of know how it's going to go, but a little bit more detail for you, and this is how I set them up for my clients. So first up, we've got primers. So you'll see there's a seated row, for an example, on your first pec day. That is to prime your scapulars, prime yourself to get into a position of pressing. There's no failure here, it's just movement. You guys don't see me do this that much on the channel, either because I don't do it, honestly, or because it just takes so little time that I don't really worry about it, and I'll do some pullovers first. Then you've got yourself the pec deck machine, which again is 2 RIR, which is reps in reserve, so 10 is failure. I'm saving 2 reps here. This is because we're just trying to drive blood into the pecs, as you can see, drive the strongest neurological connection with the target tissue, which is the pecs here. Then we move on to our big bang for the buck, which is going to be the incline press and flat press, and then we've got flies, essentially. You guys know how to perform those, I don't need to talk you through those. And then we've got tempo set up on all of these. So 3 is the eccentric, 0 is the pause, if a pause, and then 1 is the concentric, and 1 is the pause at the top. So it's like, you can see it's like 1, 2, 3, down, press up, straight up 1 second, reset that rep. 1, 2, 3, 4, press up, reset that rep. And that's something that's really important to stay by. Rest, this just means anything above 180 seconds. I think something that people get stuck with is rest periods, and we've got to understand that based off the energy systems, you need a full 2 minutes rest. You know, you've got that first ATP energy, then you've got creatine phosphate energy, which lasts about a couple minutes. So once you've burnt that down, you need a couple minutes to recover. So anyone who's saying they can do hack squat sets and only rest 30 seconds, they probably can, but they're eating into what they could potentially do. So I would always say rest as much as you can. You'll see here also there's feeder sets. So this will just be like how many sets I'm doing before I get into a working set. You can see it gets a little bit smaller, starts at 2 or 3, then you warm. 1 or 2 is literally like, does this feel heavy? No, it doesn't. Next set, does this feel heavy? No, it doesn't. Okay, let's go. And it's fairly easy. As we scroll down, that's pretty much my push day there. My pull day set up with my hamstrings in mind. So first up, again, doing a little bit of priming, nothing too excessive in terms of going to failure. Then you got deadlift. So a deadlift is a big posterior chain, something I'm really weak at, something I want to get good at. I need a thick upper, I need a thicker back, I need thicker glutes, I need thicker hams, posterior chain. So deadlifts. Then we do seated hamstring curls just to add that couple of extra sets of volume in there. And then I move on to the back side of things, which is your usual lat pull downs, which is your usual standing, rows, T-bar rows and things like that. So, I've got my posterior chain out the way, which also serves as a warm up for the session. And then we can move into the pull workout. And then of course you'll see that there's no arms on this session, but versus the push session, there's a decent amount of arms, right? There's 6 sets. There's 6 sets on each biceps and triceps there. So it's a decent amount of sets there. So you can see why you wouldn't want to do biceps on that pull day. But naturally, in the position that a bicep gets into, you just use minimal when you row, or when you row or when you pull down. So you can get away with we can get away with training your biceps the day before a back session, because you don't impact, your biceps don't have a huge impact. They do, but not a huge impact on your pull day. Then of course it does go push, pull, push. And a lot of people go, why you go push, pull, push? Yeah, but there's a rest day in between, the rest day being key. And obviously this second push day being a little bit more delt dominant. So you see where we started with a pec deck first this time. On the second one, I'd start with lateral raises first. You know, like usual, we're trying to work the muscle in the shortest range as possible, which for the delt is up here. And you don't get like that in any press, you don't get like that in any position other than a lateral delt. So start with the lateral delt. Then obviously with any shoulder press, there's going to be some chest bias, but we just pick the machine that is going to be more delt bias, which is going to be a high incline. So instead of a normal lower incline or a 40-degree angle, this is probably like a 70-degree angle high incline. So you're working across that top line. Front delts are obviously going to get hit as well. Then we drop down the length, then we drop down the angle to more of a flat. So it says slight incline, but if you think whenever you're in a dumbbell position on an incline, you always arch your back and almost push into a flat press, but it's just a little bit healthier for the shoulder, a little bit easier for the shoulder to get into that position. So it's not too much of an issue just dropping that bench down a decent amount. So let's say you do 70 degrees on your higher incline, low incline would be like 30, normal incline 40, 45. Then like our whole upper press has been pretty much moved very, very efficiently, but we just haven't moved in an adduction. So then we throw in the cable D handle chest press, where you're adducting across with a cable that pulls you back, loads the eccentric, but in a safe position. Then a little bit more delts just to finish off the delts, because obviously this is delt dominant, and then triceps at the end, another 6 sets of triceps. So we've had 6 sets of triceps in the beginning of the week, 6 sets in the middle of the week, and 6 sets of biceps at the beginning of the week, and 6 sets of biceps in the next pull session as well. So a good 12 sets across the week, all to failure, which is pretty good. So here is the leg session. So like you guys have seen, I like to do my hamstring curls first. I think it primes the knee. I think it gets a lot of heat in the joint. I think it doesn't tax the bigger lifts too much. I've thrown in a hip thrust because my glutes are soggy. They do not get striated no matter how lean I get, and I want some striated glutes next time I get there. The reason why I don't get striated glutes is just because I don't have the muscle mass. Literally, I do not have the muscle mass to get striated. Then we've got your adductor, and then like I said, like this is a lot quad dominant. So pre-core hack squat with the reverse band, pivot leg press with a band tension, leg extension. So it's quad. So you've got a good 5 sets of quads there to finish those legs off there. So it's only five sets of quads across the week. You know, is that enough to grow, Josh? Is that going to be enough to grow? And you know what? I did 5 sets across the whole of my off season last year. Because I did this very, very similar split, and my legs grew. And anyone who says they didn't, they're looking at different pictures to me. Then finally, pull and biceps. So like I said, we've got our 6 sets of biceps at the end here, working unilaterally in both. We've got the priming at the beginning. We've got the heavy loads in the vertical pull down first, then we've got the heavy loads in a horizontal pull, and we've got little things here like a single arm dumbbell row. The good thing about a single arm dumbbell row is that you can make it lat bias, where you drive the elbow low into the waist, or you can make it upper back bias by just driving a little bit wider. And it's very, very similar for the Nautilus Explode row. You can drive in with the lat, or you can pull a little bit wider. All of these are going to be lat bias here, just to try and get that density through the mid back. And then we have the rest day. So like that's literally it. Those are the exact sessions that I would do for the next 10 to 12 weeks, maybe even longer if I feel good. And I will just keep it rocking. And for me, it's a very, very good balance of delts, arms, and upper chest, which is the main thing that most people need to grow. I need to thicken out my back a little bit. I think we'll probably run this mesocycle for the next 10 to 14 weeks. We'll run a little bit of a deload, then we'll probably push into slightly more back focused mesocycle to finish off the year, and then we'll rest, and then it should be prep time. So there's not loads of time between these. I've got like 2 big push-ups that I can fit in here, and then we prep. So that's it, guys. Like that's my full breakdown of training. That's all of my exercises. This is how I do it. This is how I set up things on the screen. If that makes sense to you guys, let me know. If there's anything that you would do differently, let me know. If there's anything you want to know about this, let me know. Comment down below. And if you enjoy these types of videos, of course, just let me know. But guys, thanks for tuning in as always. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you very soon. Peace.